was just raining a minute ago, and that might happen again. But I wanted to get out today. I've been working on a lot of stuff. It's been a big day, and it's going to be a big week for Counterlawfare. Actually, tomorrow is a big day for Counterlawfare, and what I was waiting for was a ruling from the judge here in New York, but that's another story for another day. I wanted to get out to tell everybody about Judge Boasberg, everybody's favorite Signalgate judge. Are we live here? Yeah, we should be. Everybody's favorite Signalgate judge, because something happened today. I knew this was going to happen, and I was itching to tell everybody about this a few days ago, but it was not strategic because there are still maniacs that are trying to thwart everything that I do. And this had to do with a filing that I entered when I was in DC last week. People saw I was in DC, you know, for the, people saw me there. Anyway, I went to that hearing, but in addition to that, I made a filing. And I filed to enter the Signalgate case as an amicus curiae. It's so damn difficult to get this other thing going. Why is it always so... God damn it, just turned sideways. Now it's starting to rain again. Computers do sometimes want to make you nuts. The point is, I entered a filing. To file as an amicus curiae. And for people who know what that means, I'm filing to enter as a friend of the court. Meaning I've got some information that will be helpful and help the court in adjudicating the case. Now, the judge doesn't have to let you do that, but there's a process and a procedure by which they say yes or no. And what I'm learning is there's a lot of these judges who just like to do whatever the hell they want. Let's see if we can look at this here. And what they want is to just... Is it on there? Come on now. Input, display. Where is it? So damn difficult. Anyway, people can go and see it on X. What I'm going to do is, after this brief walk around, I'm going to do a sponsor exclusive segment. People are going to be able to get that. If you're on X, you can follow me at JG_CSTT. Of course, everybody who's sponsoring on odyssey.com/@Crowdsource the Truth. That's subscribe star. It's been a busy day, so okay. If you become a sponsor on odyssey.com/@Crowdsource the Truth, that's the most economical way to do it. For as little as $3 per month plus a 58-cent Odyssey fee, you're going to be able to see all the sponsor exclusive content there. We're going to have a new video. It's raining again. I'm going to talk about Counterlawfare, and I'm going to read everybody this filing that I made that they're not allowing on the docket. He's doing the same exact thing that Dale Ho did, and maybe some people will say, oh, well, that must mean that's the way to do it. No. You see, they aren't entering it on the docket. The way it works is the court is a public thing. They don't own the court. I have a right to access the court. And my access to the court is I enter public filings, and then in public, the judge responds, says, oh yeah, no, we don't want amicus curiae filing in this case. We don't want guys named Jason filing in this case. We don't think this information is good. Get the hell out of here. Whatever they want to say. Lots of stuff that the judge can say, but it's got to be on the docket. So this is now the second time that a judge has just simply said, no, you can't file. You may not file in this case. So let's try this again. Share the screen, right? Come over here. So now it's raining. Let's wait for the rain to stop. Let's add it back. There it is. Okay. So this is what I was talking about, is judicial tyranny alert. Here's the filing. Here's an asshole on a bike looking at me as I talk to everybody. But here's the filing, okay? So you can see right on there, this doesn't really work the way I want it to. Well, you can kind of see on there, it's filed on the 27th, that's last Thursday. Yeah, so this isn't gonna work too well out here, but people can go to X, check out that thing on X. Did the rain stop? It's still raining a little bit. But it's 7 o'clock, which is just about 45 minutes from now. I'm gonna do a sponsor exclusive Counterlawfare report where I'll explain to everybody, you know, what that filing is, what it contains. I'll tell you right now, the reason the judge doesn't want to enter it on the docket is because then everybody will see the facts that are entered there, and they're kind of irrefutable. I'm challenging the standing of the plaintiff, which is a 501c3 that is affiliated with Norm Eisen and this network of lawfare entities that basically take your tax money and subsidize all kind of politically partisan litigation, which is exactly what they are not supposed to do. They are expressly, you know, they're prohibited from doing that. But they love it. They still do it. I mean, this is how it goes, right? They start these 501c3s and 501c4s, and I don't really understand why sometimes they don't seem to care about using a 501c3 to do obviously political stuff. I guess they have some argument prepared to say it's not political, but see, it's funny that they're not so confident in their argument that they would take on lowly little me in court. They're a whole entire law firm. I'm just a pro se guy. I'm not a lawyer. But yet, they won't let me in. If I were stupid and this were wrong, why don't they let it in and say, Jason is stupid and this is wrong, you're fired. That's it. Now this is some kind of new fancy sandwich place. All'Antico Vianio. This is Nomad sandwiches. Look at that. Some crazy sandwich action going there. Wow. Racks of sandwiches. But I digress. Counterlawfare is the topic of the day. So, you know, I think people are going to be interested in this. It's a little complicated, so I'm, you know, putting it behind the paywall. By the way, for people who are, oh, Brad says it's really coming down in New Jersey. Maybe I should just go, maybe it's just going to rain more. Maybe I should just go back and start the Counterlawfare episode. But this is a serious deal, folks, because, you know, this is Signalgate, the case where they are accusing, you know, Pete Hegseth of, what is it that they're accusing him of? Texting these secret plans so that he has to resign. This is a thing called American Oversight, right? And it's a 501c3 that says, oh yeah, we're protecting democracy by overseeing things, so give us tax-exempt funds so that we can pay, you know, all these idiots who are probably judges' daughters and who knows what, daughters-in-law, and then go hire law firms and funnel tax-exempt money to lawyers who will, you know, this is how they get people in their sphere, right? If you're getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars by these nonprofit things when you get out of college, you're going to think that's the best thing in the world, and you're going to grow up thinking, oh no, this is oversight. I get money, you get persecuted, your thing gets shut down, Pete Hegseth gets fired. But yeah, Boasberg. Anyway, I might be getting super heavily rained on. I mean, I think people saw Saturday, I was checking out the Tesla takedown protests, and that all seems obviously staged. This legal activity is quite similar in that, anyway, it's all in the brief. And look, people may eventually get to see this brief. I'm going to try to still get it filed. I've now got to file kind of like a writ of mandamus, and that's the next step. So I hope people will become sponsors and check this out, because filing writs of mandamus is expensive. It's $605. I just did one appeal like 2-3 weeks ago, so that was $605. This is the thing, this is what I'm saying. So people say, oh, you got your information behind a paywall. $3 plus a 58-cent fee for Odyssey. You get to see it. That's way better than $605. And I'm not the government. This is the court. $605 to access the court. I mean, that seems abusive to me. It should be free. Frankly, the judge shouldn't be violating my rights to the extent that I need to go file a writ. Oh, look, is that Elon Musk? Good thing no one's painting a swastika on it. You know, people are going crazy attacking these Teslas. Somebody I know bought a Tesla because they said, this is crazy. Don't even like Elon Musk, but you can't go attacking people's businesses. I hope that backfires, you know, on the people who are attacking. I just can't believe what they're allowing. But obviously, if they allow that type of stuff in the streets, they're going to allow similar shenanigans in the courts. Right, so now tomorrow, I'm really disappointed because I had everything set up to go and see Lee in Washington, D.C. We've got that government oversight, what is it? You know, the disclosure, the JFK files. And you're going to have Jefferson Morley there and Oliver Stone. Should be a pretty good hearing. I wanted to go to that, but now the second counterlawfare thing I need to deal with tomorrow is this hearing with George's brother. He's already said he doesn't want to go. He wants to appear telephonically. He filed a motion to voluntarily withdraw. So there's virtually no chance that he's going to show up there tomorrow. But the judge, you know, I put in an emergency motion, sent it to her chambers saying, hey, you know, I told you 2 years ago this is what this jackass is going to do, and now he's done it. Can you please rule on this thing today so that by tonight I could leave to, I didn't tell them this, but I was planning to hopefully have them say, okay, yeah, George's brother is a jackass, here he is withdrawing, hearing adjourned, case dismissed, and then I would leave tonight and go to DC. But now, is this guy doing something weird? Looked like he was. But now, I'm gonna have to go in there at 9 o'clock in the morning to wait around for George's asshole brother to not show up. There's something happening with Iron Man. Wait around for George's asshole brother to not show up and not be able to get to DC in time for the hearing. Very disappointing. People are saying that Elon Musk should do something with rent-a-cops and the protesters. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, that situation with the protests and Elon Musk. I mean, don't you think even if he had no relationship with the mayor of New York, the richest guy in the world, would have some legal team or some people call up and say, hey, stop giving out permits, or, yeah, you know, pay the cops, pay some private security firm to just keep people away from the building, or you would think they'd be able to say, hey, we have all these businesses in New York and we're paying taxes. Why don't you just keep the protest on the other side of the sidewalk so that our customers can get in there? Any of that stuff would be reasonable. Closing down the street just is not. So, I mean, again, it becomes this kind of unexplainable problem. Why are they allowing that? Why is Musk allowing that? Why would the city do that in the first place? And why are they allowing it to go on 3 weeks in a row? That was nice of Charlie Hurt to put me on Fox News. And thanks to everybody who brought it to my attention. I did see that and put it up on X there. If you're not following on X, I'm there at JG_CSTT. I hope people will follow me. So yeah, I'm going to do a counter-lawfare episode. I'll go through it with everybody. We'll start it at 7 because I've already got it all programmed for that. I was going to do a longer walk, but the rain is proving to be annoying. This bus wants to run me over now. And then I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow. It could be a big deal if George's brother doesn't show up. You know, missing a hearing, it could be grounds for dismissal. And also, I've filed this motion saying, hey, here the guy is moving to withdraw the second we get an in-person hearing, which is exactly what I said that he would do, because he has no interest in actually prosecuting this case. He's just trying to annoy me with annoying litigation. So it would be really great if they would dismiss the case tomorrow. It could happen, although I don't know. I think probably what will happen is we'll just stand there. He won't show up and the judge will say nothing because that would be ex parte. I have no idea. But obviously I'm going to show up. See, this is the thing. He puts all this stuff into motion and now he doesn't have to do anything, and look at how it's impacted my ability to make plans. I can't go to Washington, D.C. Who knows what impact I could have had at that hearing? I don't think it's the most important hearing in the world. It's mostly just a fun and historical hearing, but it is important. They're uncovering information about the JFK assassination, and in my view, the reason they didn't want to release this for 62 years is that it's essentially the Rosetta Stone to everything that the CIA does. They're not talking about how they've infiltrated the district courts. That's important too. But it talks about, you know, how they assassinate with impunity and the different relationships with different international intelligence organizations that everybody suspected. So anyway, yeah, doesn't look like I'm going to get to go to that. I mean, unless the judge is staying after hours doing something, I can't imagine that would be the case. Let's see. Pacer. Well, I'll check this when I get back upstairs, but join me at 7 o'clock. We'll get into counterlawfare. We'll talk about what is going on. And remember, it's my First Amendment right, it's your First Amendment right to access the courts. The judge has broad discretion to allow or deny amicus filings, but they cannot block the docket and preempt filings and deny their filing without a public ruling. They just can't do that. It's another one of these things that judges have invented, and I really do think it should be met with a writ of mandamus to compel this judge to put it on there. Please become a sponsor on odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth, crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com, or subscribestar.com or patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. Your sponsorship is going to be used to file a writ of mandamus to hold Judge Boasberg accountable. He's trying to deny my rights because he knows the content of that filing would affect the outcome of the case and public opinion. And he doesn't want you to have an opportunity to see it. Do you see this crazy guy over here? Where'd he go? There he is. He stopped his craziness. But that's fine. Become a sponsor. Join me for the Counterlawfare Report. And I don't know, maybe the rain is stopping, but that's it for right now. We're going to talk at 7 o'clock. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great night.